$500, baby, and you can pick my teammate.
Give him the chump.
You mean play basketball?
Yo, what up, Elo? What's up, baby? Just kicking this in 92 for the basketball. Check it out. Swing.
How's everyone doing tonight? This is episode 7 of the Cream Team podcast. We are back, folks. We're sorry we took a brief hiatus and haven't been very active. As all of you, we've been watching the finals. We just have not been proactive in recording our thoughts about them. So for that, we apologize, but we're going to do better going forward. That being said, Hunt, let's get into it, man. What are your thoughts about the finals? For everyone that is unaware, Golden State is currently up 3-1 on the Cavs. Game 5 will be in Oracle tomorrow night, Monday night. So let's get into it, Hunter. What do you think?
Hey guys, hope y'all are doing good. Just like Griffin said, sorry that we haven't been doing things, but y'all know how it is. Life sometimes takes precedence over some things, and that's just what happened right now. But with all that being said, this has been a very, I'm going to use the word, let's just say a very odd finals, and it's not really what I expected. It doesn't surprise me that Golden State's winning, and it wouldn't have surprised me if Cleveland been winning, but it's just been there's only been one good game. There has, and that's just something that I didn't see happening at the beginning of this series. It's been a very chippy series, and I understand it's playoff basketball, and then you take that up a notch, and it's now finals basketball with the two biggest stars in the league. I understand that the rest are gonna let them play, but the other night it became too chippy, and I know we're gonna touch on that Draymond thing a little bit later. And guys, y'all can sit on the edge of y'all's seat. We're going to finally argue, and we are going to get into it. It's gonna be heated, so get excited, guys.
We've had a couple arguments. One was a legit one, and the other one I was just criticizing your appearance. So,
but guys, this is gonna be another legit one. It's gonna be good, but it's. I was talking to Griffin about this off air, actually with about 4 or 5 minutes left in Game 4, and this is what my thoughts on Game 4 are this: the series should be 2-2 right now. It should. The Cavs are the only team that I know that can run a certain offense and it gets them the lead, and they play with that lead and they do good. Then Golden State makes a couple of those three-pointers that Golden State's so good at making, and the Cavs just leave everything that they've been doing. It makes no sense to me. They left what they were doing that had got them the lead, and it's now got them down 3-1, and this series is going to be over in 6, and it sucks to say because y'all know my love for LeBron, but it's just Tyronn has been absolutely outcoached, and there's no way around it. What do you have to say to what I just said?
Well, I hate to toot my own horn, but I did say that I think it was episode 5 or 6, which once again we've been slacking, so we haven't uploaded it yet. But in one of those episodes, you brought up the point that you thought it was going to come down to coaching, which I never necessarily agreed with, because I do think the Warriors are a superior team, but I did think, obviously, it's the finals. Coaching is going to play a very large role, and when we brought that point up, I said that the Cavs are in trouble because Steve Kerr and his staff, in my opinion, are superior to Tyronn Lue, or rather LeBron James. So I think we've seen that. I think it's been evident. Lue has consistently overplayed his starters when, frankly, they don't have the bench that Golden State does, but they have a decent bench. They have some role players that can definitely contribute.
Jefferson getting the start the other night, that was big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have some guys. They have a decent bench, and those guys could not only produce, but more importantly, they give LeBron and Kyrie, not necessarily Love, obviously, because of his injury situation, but LeBron and Kyrie, they give those guys some rest, and they need it. Like, LeBron, everyone knows my thoughts on LeBron, and we'll get into this more later in the show, but the guy has been carrying a huge load, and he needs rest. Like, he's despite the fact that he seems like he's a robot, he's not. He needs rest. So Tyronn Lue has been making the mistake that multiple coaches have made in the past, which is just, we're down, let's just play LeBron 48 minutes and he'll figure it out. It doesn't work. Lue hasn't made the proper adjustments in this series, and I already think that they were behind the 8 ball going into it. I already think Golden State's the superior team. So if they have superior talent combined with superior coaching, it's bad news for the Cavs, and I think honestly the 3-1 start to the series isn't frankly surprising to me.
It's, it honestly, like, this pains me saying all this simply because y'all know my love for LeBron, but it is just, and you said it, and I've been talking to a couple other people, and it's so true. There is, you just have to feel bad for LeBron. You really do, and you can go back to those Jerry West quotes the other day that we were talking about, and talking about how there has never been a team. People always love to hate on the fact that LeBron is, in probably a day or two, going to be 2-5 in finals. People always love to hate on that, and they're always going to talk about that with him and Jordan. They're always going to say he was 2-5 in finals. Jordan was 5-1, 6-0. So the thing is he has never been on a team that has been favored. And you talk about those minutes, and
the Heat teams, they were favored, certainly in that Mavs series that they lost. So
okay, there's one, and let's just face it, Dirk went nuts in that series. If his life depended on it, he couldn't do that again. But every
German Jesus,
every series that he's ever been a part of that he's lost, he hasn't been favored. And I'm not using that to knock him, because if you're an all-time great, you have to kind of will your team to victory. I understand that. But when you have Kevin Love, who I believe is very, very, very unfairly criticized by the media, but when you have him who he's finally in the big stage, and he's played the first 5, 6, 7 years of his career playing for the Timberwolves, never even thinking about playing in the playoffs, much less in the finals. And then you have Kyrie, who, guys, I hate him. I cannot stand him. Watching him play the game of basketball irritates the absolute mess out of me.
Love?
Kevin Love? No, Kyrie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I agree completely.
And it's just, it's like watching LeBron go up against, well, not like, it is him going up against 3 guys. And he just can't do that. And to the Cavs' credit, I'm not even going to say LeBron, to the Cavs' credit, they, minus a few missed rotations, a few times that they should have just gone under screens, they're playing Thompson and Curry really well this series. They really are. And it's just, my heart goes out to him. It really does. And I'm hoping beyond hope that them winning tomorrow, I'm just going to call it, I'm going to say they're going to win tomorrow with Draymond gone, and we'll segue into that in just a second. But I'm hoping that them winning tomorrow will give them some confidence, and they can do what the Warriors did to the Thunder to the Warriors. If that makes some sense.
They won't be able to.
They probably won't, and I can
they won't.
I can agree to that, and I can't tell if the viewers, I don't know what y'all are thinking listening to this, but I can just feel the deflatedness, if that's a word, deflatedness. Yeah, we'll use that, even if it's not a word. But the deflatedness in my voice saying that the Cavs once again are not going to win, and LeBron is not going to win. And it sucks, it really does, but that's the team that the guy created, and that team that he created that everybody thought was going to be unstoppable just ran into the buzzsaw that is the Warriors, and there's nothing that can be done about it.
Yeah. So before I get into my thoughts on LeBron, about what you're saying with LeBron, I just want to not necessarily coin a term, because I'm sure people have said this before, but I want to sort of introduce this term into the show, into the podcast. The type of basketball that Kyrie and James Harden play, I think we should start calling it zero ball, because
it ain't hero
ball that never that never wins games. That these guys don't help their teams win. Harden probably less so, even though I hate him so much. He really is an absolutely unbelievable offensive player. But I think Irving really typifies in this type of play. He takes bad shots. He dribbles way too much. He doesn't have good vision. He plays very poor defense most of the time. I think that's pretty much the definition of zero ball. So I agree with you completely. I really dislike his style of play. And I do feel for LeBron in that sense that he thought he was getting two legit superstars when Love and obviously Irving was already there. He thought he was getting two legit superstars in Love and Irving, but it's turned out that those guys, or maybe those three guys together, aren't necessarily conducive to winning, or at least winning a championship.
The second best player on that team is JR. I mean, a guy. No, I mean he's been the best.
No.
He's been the best defensive player, and you can argue. I'm not gonna say it's right, but you can argue that he is the. You know what? I'm just gonna shut up because I can't. I'm gonna dig myself.
Yeah, you can argue. You can argue it.
I'm gonna dig myself a hole.
You tried to argue it and you couldn't do it.
Oh, but
don't do it to yourself.
But we go back.
All right. So what I was gonna say. So you brought up the fact that you felt bad for LeBron, and my feelings on LeBron are so conflicted because I said to you a couple times that, man, I feel for LeBron. Like the guy is just carrying such a load, but he's going up against such a juggernaut in Golden State that there's just not much he can do. But then, like a game or two later, I look at this guy and I think, like, I don't feel bad for this dude at all. This guy, he's some younger people may listen to this podcast, but let's just call it what it is. He's a bitch. He whines constantly. He complains about every call that he doesn't get. He'll throw elbows. He's plays dirty. Well, say what you will. He says that he constantly takes the high road. That's complete BS. The guy, he's just a whiner, man. I don't like. First of all, the guy already gets almost every call in the world.
False,
yes, he does.
False.
No, yes, he does. That's absolute garbage.
In this finals, Tyronn Lue is absolutely
no, he's not.
Right. The dude got. I mean, granted.
No, he's not. No, because he's going out of control, head down to the basket every time. And the Warriors are playing good defense. They're stripping the ball. They're going straight up. He's not. This is the NBA, and this is the finals. And LeBron's the strongest guy on the court. He shouldn't get those foul calls. He should not, because the Warriors are playing good defense, and he's out of control. He shouldn't get those foul calls. And the guy bitches about every call, and I can't feel bad for a guy who plays, not plays, but seems like he's so entitled and thinks he should get every call and that everything should go his way. And even we'll segue into the Draymond thing. They suspended Draymond because it happened with LeBron.
False.
How is that false?
False.
How is that false? Really? So you think if J.R. Smith did that, and J.R. Smith goes into the press conference and is like, "Oh, he called me a bitch, and I have a wife, I have 3 kids. You can't call me a bitch." You really think they would suspend him? Absolutely not. Because Draymond's a bigger star than JR, and LeBron's a bigger star than Draymond, so they suspended Draymond. LeBron initiated that and stepped over the man. That's disrespectful. I would have done the same thing, and don't tell me you wouldn't have.
By the way, did you hear what Charles Barkley said about that?
I think he said he had like moral obligation or something.
His exact words were he had the moral. If a man steps over you, you have the moral obligation, and I quote, to punch him in the balls. His exact quote. So
and that's what we've come to expect from the Chuckster.
I don't.
Okay, so justify why Draymond Green was suspended for that. Before we get into it, actually, can everyone please hold on? Can everyone please at home, if they haven't seen this yet, watch the Game 4 incident between Draymond Green and LeBron James, in which they get tangled up. LeBron shoves the man down and then steps over him completely unnecessarily, and then Draymond reaches up and hits him, and then they start jawing. And please, give your thoughts on that. Also, by the way, the Cavs were down 10, so just another pissy, bitchy move by LeBron. His team is losing. He knows that they're losing, so he resorts to stuff like that. But go ahead. Just justify why Draymond should have been suspended for that.
Because of what he's previously done. If this is his first time, he's not suspended. He's not. He's just not. They're going to brush it under the rug and call it what it is. It is what it is. But when you kick Steven Adams in the groin, and that's the thing. The dude is he has the gall to do it in the crotch. Like, my man, at least don't do that. Don't go consistently. I can understand once or twice. LeBron gets under your skin and you throw at his crotch. I can understand that. But when you do it consistently, it seems as though you can find something every game where that stupid idiot is going after somebody's groin. It becomes one of those things like, okay, dude, like, fool me once, okay. Fool me twice, okay. Fool me 3 times, okay. By the 4th time, it's like, okay, dude, you're clearly making this a habit. This isn't just a freak thing. You're making this a habit. We've got to do something about it. And do I really believe that this is gonna affect the series? No, I don't. Maybe they get another win. Great, makes the NBA more money for Game 6. But I don't. This is not going to give Cleveland momentum. One win is not going to give them momentum. This is not going to give Cleveland an edge. None of that crap. They're going to win tomorrow, but it's not going to do anything. This is it's adding insult to injury because it's just delaying the inevitable. But Draymond was very, very rightfully suspended. Very.
Okay, so you say because the guy has done this type of thing consistently, right? Like, he's done it multiple times.
That's the only reason he's been suspended. And they didn't say that, but that's the only reason why.
Okay, but in the past, when we've seen him do this, look at the Steven Adams incident, for example. It was during a basketball play, and Draymond. First of all, I really dislike Draymond. I think he's very obnoxious. He rubs me the wrong way. So I don't like either one of these guys. That being said, when Draymond and Steven Adams got into it, it was a basketball play, and Draymond took it outside of basketball, flailed his leg, and kicked him in the groin. Okay, yep. So Steven Adams went straight up. He didn't do anything wrong, and then Draymond just kicked him, basically for no reason. Say what you will about Adams. Some people think he's a dirty player. Whatever. During that play, Adams did nothing wrong. Draymond kicked him in the groin. In the LeBron play, the guys got tangled up. LeBron shoves him to the ground, then steps over him, which is extremely disrespectful, and then Green hits him. So if Green gets suspended, why is LeBron not going to face any repercussions for what he did?
Because LeBron hasn't done it before. It's the same thing.
But what? No, it's not the same thing, because the other things were basketball plays that Draymond went outside the line and went and physically harmed someone. This, he's knocked down and then he retaliates. And really, the guy barely tapped him. Like, come on. Like, I absolutely think he should have been suspended for the Steven Adams thing. The fact that they don't suspend him for that and then suspend him for this one just shows me that the guy, whoever is making these decisions, needs to either be fired or reassigned somewhere, because they're not doing their job well.
Does the fact that it's LeBron James play into it? Yes, I would be completely stupid.
You just said it didn't. You said
hold on. Does the fact that it's LeBron James does it weigh just ever so slightly in the fact that he was suspended? Yes, but do I believe that it's the only reason? No, it is 90.
No, it's not the only reason, but I certainly think it plays a big role. I don't think it's. I don't think it's 100%. It definitely does, man.
So let me think of a.
And I think that how LeBron addressed it in the press conference played a big part in it too.
So if I'm just trying to think of somebody. So let's say.
Okay.
I can't think of anything, but when you have somebody that has done this time and time and time and
let's say Matt Barnes. Are you looking for a dirty player?
Let's say Matt Barnes. So Matt Barnes has beef with Derek Fisher. So for reasons not basketball related, but he has beef with him. Or let's take it better to where it's actually on court. Rajah Bell, Kobe Bryant back in the early 2000s.
There you go. That's a good one.
So if Rajah, he had in the previous series he had done something to Tim Duncan, let's say, and they were just like kind of what Steven Adams or what Draymond did to Steven Adams. They say, you know what, it's okay. Maybe it was a basketball play. Maybe he didn't mean to do it. And then in the Western Conference Finals, he does something to Kobe like what Draymond did to LeBron. You're going to say he needs to be suspended because he just did it in the previous series. This wasn't 3 years ago that he did this to Steven Adams. This was literally 2 weeks ago that he did this to Steven Adams. You have to... A lot of it falls on Draymond. A lot of the blame falls on him because...
Of course.
You have to... I'm not saying that LeBron didn't say something because LeBron probably said something. LeBron stepped over him. I understand all that.
I'm not excusing Draymond for his actions at all, but I don't think... Like, it's not like he just straight up, boom, like Falcon punched LeBron in his sack. Like, the guy gave him a flick after LeBron knocked him down and tried to step over him. Like, I'm not excuse. Look, Draymond's completely, he's a grown man. He's completely in charge of his own actions, and But I think suspending the guy for, like we've said, neither one of us thinks it'll have a lasting effect on the series. I think Golden State is still going to win and probably will win tomorrow night. But still, like Game 5 of the finals, and you're going to suspend him for that? Like for defending himself?
Hold on. See, if you get to it, they didn't suspend him for the punch. They suspended him because that
I know what you're saying.
Flagrant foul. So
I know.
It's that adding up.
Okay, but is that a flagrant foul in your mind?
Yes, it is not a basketball play.
So what was LeBron's then? What was LeBron? Did LeBron get assessed a flagrant for that?
Did he foul him? Did he even touch him?
What are you?
Yes. No. I mean.
Yes, he did.
He stepped over the man. It is.
LeBron needs to at least get assessed a tech for knocking him down and stepping over him, but he got nothing.
He did get a tech, if I'm not mistaken. I'm 99% sure. I'm 99% sure he got a tech.
Okay, but I guess that doesn't. I shouldn't even have brought it up because that isn't even. That doesn't even necessarily pertain to what we're talking about. It's not really relevant.
But
let's see.
The thing is, I mean, you look and it wasn't the fact that he threw a punch at LeBron James, we're going to suspend him. It was the fact that he threw a punch and it added up to, I think it's three or four flagrants. That it added up to that, so you're suspended now.
Right.
It is what it is.
So LeBron, for those that aren't necessarily in the deep cuts of NBA fandom, like Hunter is saying, Draymond Green was one flagrant foul away from being suspended for a game, and a lot of us, myself included, are in the belief that LeBron intentionally tried to start something with Draymond in order to get him suspended. Okay. So I know you're a grade A LeBron apologist, but I wanted to see what you thought. Like we know LeBron's a gamer. He is obviously a vet. He's one of the all-time greats. He knows what he's doing. Here's a quote. LeBron says he was unaware of Draymond Green's technical flagrant foul situation. So are we calling complete bullshit on that, or what? What do you think?
I don't think that. I don't really think it matters, to be honest with you, because do I think that LeBron knows? Okay, he is one flagrant foul away from getting something. So let me do something for him to punch me in the sack. No, I don't think he's saying that.
But I think he realized. Okay, it's a 10-point game with a minute and a half left. We're about to go down 3-1. I'm gonna do whatever I can to give us the edge in the next game, and hopefully, or he hopes, in the series going forward. So I'm going to try to get in this dude's face and get a reaction out of him, and maybe I'll get lucky and he'll get assessed a tech or a flagrant. And I think that's what he wanted to do, and he got exactly what he was looking for.
I don't think LeBron's that smart. I don't.
Oh, LeBron's say what you will about LeBron. He's a smart guy, especially when it comes to basketball.
I don't.
He might not be the most articulate guy, but he's very Machiavellian. He's not. Let's just be honest. He's not, and He's not articulate and he has no hairline, but I
No,
do think he's a smart.
Oh, time out. You're gonna mention hairline. I actually saw something on, I think it was Facebook today. Yes, guys, I am like a 75-year-old human being still on Facebook, but
Yeah, and MySpace too, right? Isn't your band on MySpace?
Yeah, go like us, guys. But no, I'm totally kidding. But I saw something that LeBron's hairline. I swear the dude got an implant. I swear to you. I'm going to send this to you afterwards so you can post this.
It was really bad in 2014. I think you have to be right because it was really bad a couple of years ago. And it doesn't look quite as bad.
I'm going to send this to you so you can post it on Twitter. And this has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about. But y'all are going to see it and you're going to be like, oh my goodness.
We'll tweet it. We'll tweet it after this at TCT_podcast for those interested in following.
Yes, that's what we will do. But let's get back to it. The flagrant foul, I 1000% agree with it, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to do anything. Do I see it extending the series one game? Yeah, I think Cleveland wins tomorrow night. I don't think they're going to go.
You do?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go over and just roll over.
Okay, well, my question is, if they win tomorrow night, do they win Game 6? In your mind? Or did they lose Game 6? My initial thought is that they do win Game 6, but then I think about how pissed off the Warriors are going to be and how pissed off Draymond's going to be, and I say they just come in and blow them out. I think Cleveland's going to pull it out tomorrow night, and then Warriors are going to demolish them in Game 6.
I think they win tomorrow, and I think they win pretty handily because that Draymond absence is huge. I mean, he makes that offense go. He makes he sets the defense up. So, do I believe Draymond is as good as people make him out to be? No. But am I ignorant enough to state that Draymond doesn't open up the floor for that team on both sides of the ball? No, he does. I believe that they go out tomorrow and they win. And it wouldn't at all surprise me if they win at Quicken Loans on Thursday is Game 6. It wouldn't at all surprise me simply because it's Quicken Loans, and I think LeBron's going to.
It's quick.
It's their home. That's what I'm getting at.
I know. It sounds like it's an ad or something.
That
would be funny if this podcast was just like an elaborate Quicken Loans ad.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
It was all an elaborate ruse just to get you guys to. What do they even do? I assume they do something with
home loans. You know, Dan Gilbert.
Right.
Dan Gilbert actually owns Quicken Loans.
Yeah, I know, and he does Rocket Mortgage as well. That's why you've seen all those terrible. They're both awful companies. I've heard as well.
Rocket Mortgage is under the umbrella of Quicken Loans. I don't know. I am not in the business of trying to get a $300,000 loan in a house when I still live at home for the next month and a half.
Right. I'm sorry. I derailed us yet again. I'm sorry. Let's.
But I think that, and I know I said earlier, I don't really think that tomorrow means as much as people make it seem. I don't think it does. But I can see them. I can see the Cleveland players winning tomorrow and having a little bit of hope and taking it to a Game 6, winning Game 6, and then taking it to a Game 7 and losing. I still don't think they're going to win. I just don't.
I don't either. What? I don't mean to cut you off, but we're running somewhat low on time. So let's move on to that last thing we want to discuss, guys. Again, just for the finals, we're going to skip team-intensive stuff. We got a ton of stuff for the Jazz and the Celtics that we want to talk about in the next couple weeks, but we'll wait until this series is over because this is, obviously dominating the NBA world at this point. But let's move into our final discussion point. I'll let you introduce it because you were the one that kind of thought of this and brought it up. So what is it, Hunt?
I'm just a god-awful podcast co-host, and my mind literally just went blank as a wall. What is it?
So you don't know. This dum-dum, and I'm talking about you, Hunter, was trying to compare Gilbert Arenas to Steph Curry because of some stupid picture that he saw, probably on Facebook or MySpace. So, all right, so go ahead.
Okay, guys.
Let's pull up the stats and whatnot, or give your hypothesis.
So, guys, I'm going to tell y'all. I saw this post. I think it was on Facebook actually. It was on like an NBA site that I follow. And
Hunter, I'm sorry. I'm being rude. Before we start it, everyone go follow Gilbert Arenas on Instagram, or just look up his Instagram. The guy is a raving lunatic. He posted. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was worth that because guys, you'll follow that guy on any social media and you'll be like, how is this?
Dude.
How is he still alive? That's going to be wild.
Yes.
Like literally.
Like you think natural selection would like kick in and just like the guy must have an IQ of less than 60.
It's really sad because you're gonna be like, oh wow, now I see why he brought guns on planes. Now I see why he brought guns in locker rooms. But with that being said, so I'm looking at this picture right now on my phone, and this is Steph Curry for the first 6 years of his career, Gilbert Arenas for the first 6 years of his career. Gilbert Arenas has a lead in every single category besides assists, and Steph has him by about 500. But what I will say to that is that, and I mentioned this with Griffin, is that Steph has had Klay Thompson around him. Granted, they haven't been Klay Thompson and Steph Curry since day one, but he's had better players around him, unlike Gilbert Arenas. He had Caron Butler, if I'm remembering right. He had Brendan Haywood, who wasn't bad. I mean, he didn't really have as much of a team around
Larry
him.
Hughes too, right? Or was that before?
Yeah, I think that was actually. I think he did have Larry Hughes actually.
But Larry Hughes was another guy that was only really good for a couple years. So.
Exactly.
But let's take a look at his efficiency splits because Arenas was far, and granted, like you said, Steph obviously had a better supporting cast. That's not even really doing justice to Klay and Draymond because they're not supporting cast. They're integral part of that team's success. Okay, this is my sour cream. I'm trying to go on basketball.
Oh, hold on, guys.
Having me do a stupid survey.
Y'all heard sour cream. Hey, I had to do that before we were going on. Y'all heard sour cream.
Yes.
So while Griffin's doing this stupid survey, I'm gonna give y'all some backstory. So we have some loyal listeners, and Griffin actually the family that he babysits for. He has a pretty awesome job babysitting for this awesome family. But family that he babysits.
Absolutely. Shout out Buckley's. Love you guys.
The family that he babysits for, the mom, correct me if I'm wrong, 99% sure her name is Jenny.
Yes. Check out her blog, Hope Spot.
Shameless plug.
I know.
Griffin was over a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about the beef section that we have on the show, and she said, guys, y'all need to make it something to do with dairy because y'all's podcast name is The Cream Team. So we said, okay. Absolutely. And of course, her being a female, she came up with a better idea way quicker than we could come up with a terrible idea. And
the smart.
And she,
well, Hunter's idea was cottage cheese, right?
I think that is what it was. I think that is what it was.
No, I was just slandering you. I was just gonna see if you would actually call me out for it, or if I could just put words into your mouth.
But she actually came up, guys, with a great one. It is called sour cream. So that is now going to be the name of our beef segment.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. Of course, our Neanderthal brains cannot think of that or any pun for that matter.
Exactly.
We're like, oh, we'll just call it beef.
But so that's a little background behind that. But I know Griffin's probably got those usage stats up, and I'm looking right now.
Yes.
Advanced stats. So you look at Gilbert Arenas, and this is for career. And granted, that takes out the couple bad years that Gilbert had near the tail end of his career, and a couple not Stephen Curry-like career or years that he had at the beginning of his career. Still good years nonetheless, but not what we're used to. And I'm looking, and Gilbert Arenas his usage rate is 27.7, and Stephen's is 26.9. So it's not too far behind. But Griffin,
essentially the same.
Where are you saying this is where Steph Curry blows Gilbert away? Where are you saying that? What's that?
Okay, so obviously you have to take into account the fact that he has better players surrounding him, so that and a better offense, frankly, so he gets better looks. But field goal percentage, Gilbert shot 421, Steph shot 477. 3-pointers, Steph shot 444 in the 6-year stretch. Gilbert shot 351. Free throws, 90 to 80. 2-point field goal percent is 503 to 458. So Steph was far more efficient offensively,
yep.
And that's really where I think he takes the edge. And also obviously we've said it multiple times that Steph had better players around him, but and they won a championship. Steph led his team to a championship, even though he had better players around him. He's the best player on that team. He carries that team, and they were able to win championship last year, and they'll probably win again this year. Gilbert was how far did they even make into the playoffs?
I think they went
like second round, maybe.
I think they went 2 rounds deep one year, and I think that was actually the year that he brought the guns into the locker room, if I'm remembering right.
I think so. But so point being that these stats, like we talk about this all the time, stats and awards are good to hang on your mantle, but they don't mean anything at the end of the day if you can't win a ring. Look at AI. You know, my boy. Shout out to AI from Philly, like myself. But the guy put up incredible numbers, but yet again, low efficiency, and his team never won a championship. So, and I think they only had that one good run. So, numbers aren't everything. Winning, despite what people may say, winning is everything. So, I think that's my main point why Steph is so much better than Gilbert.
I excuse me, guys. I will firmly say that Steph is better, and there is no denying that. There really isn't. But
I mean, look at their. I don't mean to cut you off. I just want you to look at it. Look at their like advanced stuff, like their warp and whatnot. See, like Steph is off the charts better than Gilbert.
Literally 11 points better. I mean, the advanced stats really help Steph and prove that he's a better player. But what I will say is, and this isn't really worth anything, and this is just simply a talking point, but it was a different.
Oh gosh, you're about to do the one-on-one thing.
No. It was a different game. Even 6, 7, 8 years ago, it was a different game than what it is in today's day and time. And so that will alter stats for the better or for the worse in both of those players. But it was a different game. But I saw the picture, and I honestly saw it, and I was like, you know what? That's actually it's kind of one-sided in that one. It wants you to think that Gilbert is just a better overall player, and we all know he's not if you have any basketball knowledge. But what I'll say is it was decent, and I disagree with it, but it still made for a good little couple minutes that we had talking about this.
I agree. Did you know that this might be wrong, but Wikipedia says he's currently playing for the Shanghai Sharks. Do you know if that's true?
I think he was, but he, stupid idiot, ended up like I think he's in like embroiled in some custody battle or something.
He's embroiled in a ton of stuff. He needs to change his middle name to embroiled. He's such an idiot.
I mean,
well, let's do all the listeners a favor and read his latest Instagram post, just so they can get a taste of what is it. Okay, this might not be the latest one. I don't know how Instagram works. Spoiler alert: I'm about as much of an old fogey as Hunter is.
Griffin's on. He's on MySpace still, guys, and he actually still talks to Tom from MySpace. That was his first friend.
Absolutely. He's my only friend. He's the only one I needed. But so this is his last one. This probably won't be as good. You guys have to look it up. Like, the guy, I don't know if you heard the story, Hunter, but the guy openly admitted to committing credit card fraud on Instagram, like $80,000. He was talking about how he stole money from strip clubs and stuff. The guy's a lunatic. Yeah, you remember that? But so this one, before we're already off the rails, but we'll just do this really quickly before we call it.
Literally talking.
No chill Gil. That's his name. Just tried to get courtside seats to hashtag Kobe's last game. Hashtag SMDH. Hashtag sold out. But y'all know I keeps a backup plan. As I look at the end of the Lakers bench, and realize what hashtag Hibbert, hashtag Meta, hashtag at Swaggy P1 been doing all season. Dude, I can't even read this. There's too many. He's just hashtagging random words. This is hashtag watching Kobe's last season in those nice, all caps, hashtag courtside seats. Bus, you gotta let me be down. Give your boy a hashtag 10-day. He's asking for a 10-day contract. From April 3rd to 13th, I'll pay for the seat. I don't want the seat hashtag Meta sits in. That shit so far in the corner. I thought that word I can't say was security last time he wore all black. Hashtag no legs. Don't sit me next to I'm not gonna read the hashtags anymore. Hashtag don't sit me next to Nick or Hibbert. They Down syndrome looks like it's catchable. Jesus. Gilbert, oh my god. Sorry, I would not have read. I should have screened this. Not paying top dollar to catch what them two. Alright, I can't read it anymore. I can feel myself losing brain cells. No, I have to finish it. So, not paying top dollar to catch what them two, word I can't say again, look like they got. Hashtag no thanks. Ha 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 ha. Just as long as I'm on the left side of that big head word I can't say, sacre. No offense, bruh. I want to see the Mamba, not a life-size bobblehead version of Mr. Clean. And far away from Byron Scott as possible. The way he coaches, he's liable to put anyone who's sitting next to him. Jack Nicholson, Russell Crowe. Can somebody let me know who I can contact for my depressed demands? Ha 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 ha. So that's what you're in store for. So if you feel the need to, to lose, just like I can feel myself becoming dumber. I'm having trouble stringing sentences together. That was insane, man. I really should have screened it before I read it. No, I can't. I'm so thrown off by that.
Well, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, sorry for completely derailing this pathetic excuse for a show that we have.
But guys, no, hey, thank y'all so much for listening. I hope that y'all get as much terrible humor out of, just like Griffin said, our stupid show and Gilbert Arenas.
Can't believe he called that man a bobblehead version of Mr. Clean.
I hope that y'all get some sort of entertainment out of this because I know we love doing it. Hope that y'all loved listening to it, and we're going to try for 2 or 3 this week, and we're going to get back to it because this is fun. This is what we like to do, and this is what we hope that we can do to just like I said from the get-go, make y'all's days a little bit better. And with that, I'm going to let Griffin close it out like he always does, but y'all be good, be safe, go Cavs tomorrow night, and adios, y'all.
Yeah, guys. As I always do, I'm going to echo Hunter's sentiments and say thank you so much for listening. And just like he said, we're going to try to up production a little bit. We've been, like we said at the top of the show, life gets in the way, and we haven't really been able to record as much as we like to. But we are going to start getting back on a regular schedule, probably 2 or 3 episodes a week. So we really want to thank you guys for sticking with us. On a length side note, we want to keep it to, what do you think, Hunter, like 35 minutes probably? So this one we went a little bit long, but
probably,
do you think that's right?
Yeah, guys, we want to keep it short enough to where y'all aren't taking a whole lot of time out of your lives, but also long enough to where you're getting the basketball information and banter that y'all
or at least links to Gilbert Arenas' Instagram.
Yeah, we literally just shamelessly plugged Gilbert Arenas, and we are going to be the single reason that idiot still has followers. But yeah, guys, we want to keep it short. We want to honor y'all's time. We want to honor our time because we got to get sleep because we always do this late at night. But we want to honor y'all's time, and we hope that y'all enjoyed. Just like I said, adios, y'all.
Yep, thanks, guys. Bye.
But where you gonna go? White man, black man, disrespect, black man.